WCBI News at 10 starts now.
The location of an SUV and 3 bodies in Town Creek in Lee County yesterday has law enforcement and emergency personnel frantically searching for a 4th victim. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Skinner. The names of 3 people killed in that accident were released today. 30-year-old Sean Haygood and 25-year-old Heather Urin of Streator, Illinois were found inside of an SUV submerged in Town Creek. A 3rd victim, 29-year-old Terrence Weege Jr. of Ottawa, Illinois, was found downstream. The investigation into the deaths found that a 4th person was traveling with the group. Today, the Tupelo Police, Lee County Sheriff's Department, and Tupelo Fire Department began searching the Town Creek area for Amber Smith. Investigators say the 4 people left Illinois on May 26th, heading to Florida. The crew searched nearly 20 miles of creek looking for the 4th victim.
The terrain and the weather in the last 3 or 4 days when we believe this accident occurred, the water was probably up some 4 or 5 feet higher than it is today, which would have caused the body, if it was ejected from the vehicle, which is very possible, to wash some way down. And that put us in the realm of the search because it got outside of Lee County there, in the Verona and Plantersville area, there where it crosses on County Road 814.
The search resumes Thursday morning. 3 soldiers injured in a National Guard training exercise that claimed the life of Sergeant Kyle Thomas of Amory have been released from the hospital. The Guardsmen with the 155th Armored Brigade Combat Team are participating in a 2-week training exercise at Fort Irwin, California. Thomas was killed and the other 3 injured when a tank rolled over during maneuvers. All 4 are members of a unit based in Senatobia.
So our thoughts and prayers are with the Thomas family and with their friends and with the soldiers who are out at NTC currently dealing with this loss. And we will continue to employ safety measures to make sure that this does not happen again.
The accident remains under investigation. It is time to get the first look at our evening forecast. Here's meteorologist Jacob Dickey with the latest. Jacob, good evening.
Good evening to you, Renee. It's nice to have you here. You're normally in the mornings, and we're getting you on the 10 o'clock. What a treat for us. Got a few showers here on the board. They have dissipated off for now. We'll be watching for some more showers in the area. This area's been hit particularly hard. Louisville had 6 inches of rain yesterday. Just a few showers today, though. But we got a nice sunset in here for the evening. This one came in from Johnny Parker up in Smithville. Coming up, we'll talk about the forecast for tonight. We'll take a look at a wet weekend, and we're going to break down a cool down that is coming for us next week. We'll have that in a bit.
All right, Jacob, looking forward to it. Thank you. Well, a planned industrial park in Starkville moves forward. Circuit Court Judge Jim Kitchens sides with the city of Starkville in a recent ruling upholding the city's decision to rezone the property. The land in question is a few hundred acres just north of Highway 82 along Highway 389. Starkville aldermen voted 6-1 to rezone the land in January, but nearby landowners appealed that decision. With Kitchens' ruling, the city, along with the link, is expected to move forward with infrastructure for the site and begin talking with prospective tenants. Well, one popular destination in our area has been facing a bit of a drought recently. For about a year, the Oktibbeha County Lake has been under much-needed repairs to its levee and road along the east bank. Some progress has been made with these repairs, but it is literally a long road left to completion. WCBI's Parker King has more.
Progress being made on some much-needed repairs.
We've completed the first phase of this project.
That first phase being the first 400 feet of the levee and the road thanks to some funding from the National Resource Conservation Service. It isn't the whole thing, so the water has to stay low.
MDEQ came down and inspected this levee and found out that we've got some integrity issues with the levee. So they instructed us to immediately lower the water level in the county lake.
The original plan was to have the water 5 feet below the normal level, but because of how fast the lake fills up, it almost had to be completely drained.
This lake fills up pretty quickly when we have large rains, so we just let the outlet valve stay open, so whenever we get huge rains, we won't get that water level up. above where it needs to be.
Though the next phases have a few missing pieces, organizers and officials have a rough estimate on when the project will be completed.
You know, just actually depends on now when we actually secure the funding and get started. But the portion that's left to be repaired, it'll probably take 2.5 years to complete that.
It's a long time frame, but at least citizens and lake visitors know that one day things at the lake will be normal again.
And that was our Parker King bringing us that story. We'll be sure to give more updates on the progress of the lake's condition. Well, a state program providing summer jobs for high school and college students won't exist this year. This would have been the 22nd year for the summer program in Columbus, the summer youth program, that is. Well, in that time, it has provided summer jobs to hundreds of 16 to 24-year-olds. This year, the city didn't receive the $35,000 grant from the Mississippi Department of Transportation. That's because their budget was cut at the state level.
To be able to see how some programs that I hear federally are being cut that helps people, and those are the programs that we are cutting, and I don't think people that makes those decisions understand the true outcome of how it helps students, how it helps just people and communities in general.
The city also helped fund the program and didn't know about the cuts until it was too late to send out applications. Other cities who have participated in the MDOT summer program will also be cutting it this year. The loss of the MDOT job program leaves a lot of our students in our area searching for summer work. Those jobs provided vital work experience as well as cash. As our Jory Talley finds, not having those extra jobs is making it even harder for some high school and college students to find summer employment.
The Summer Youth Program was a win-win for the community and the young job seekers.
Not only were they learning skills, but they were learning how to show up, how to be on time, how to be responsible, how to follow instructions. And we were big on that we were trying to prepare them for the real world.
Now, many are learning a new lesson about the real world, and that's how tough it is to find a place to work.
It's going to cause them to do some old-fashioned searching now. They're going to have to get up early and go put in applications in the different locations. And it's very competitive out there this summer.
It's something college student Tiffany Guyton has been going through since summer break kicked off.
Something that's making minimum wage, and it's really hard to find jobs like that because there's so many people. You got high school students, you got college students, you got people who are not in school trying to find a job, and you're just competing with all of these people to find a job just for the summer.
Not only is it competitive, but many places don't hire people without experience like the Summer Youth Program did.
I've put in numerous applications. I've went job hunting numerous of times, and they want you to have a certain amount of experience, but being 20, I don't have that much experience.
That was Jory Talley reporting. Lack of funding isn't the only thing impacting summer jobs for students. A new study shows many malls and department stores like JCPenney are closing across the country as well. Well, the Columbus Municipal School District is making sure children who are out of school for the summer still get nutritious food. Well, through the month of June, area students can get breakfast and lunch at Columbus Middle and High Schools, as well as Hunt and Cook Elementary Schools. The meals are free for kids 18 and under. The Hunt location will stay open till the end of July.
We'll have to watch for some scattered showers and storms if you're heading up to Tupelo for the Elvis Festival this weekend. I think more of them will occur on Sunday. Coming up, we'll break down these storm chances and look at that cooler weather around the corner.
Alert weather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday evening here in Northeast Alabama and Northeast Mississippi and West Alabama. Whew. It's been the middle of the week. We're ready for the weekend, aren't we? Columbus here and Tupelo looking nice out there. Let's go check out Columbus and see what is going on here. We're at 72 degrees right now. The dew point is at 69. We'll have to keep an eye on what this dew point and our temperatures do as we roll through the evening. Could make some fog for us. As we're sitting at 72 in Columbus, 72 in Amory, 74 in Tupelo. Oxford down to 68. The thing is, our dew points, though, are hanging just a few degrees below that. We see a dew point of 69 in Columbus, 63 in West Point, 64 in Tupelo. And what we'll have to watch for is tonight is if we can get our temperature down to meet our dew point and they equal each other, we'll reach saturation in the air at the surface, and that could lead to some locally heavy fog in the morning. Just like we saw this morning, we might have to watch for some quarter-mile visibilities as we wake up and head to work. Other than that, we will be comfortable tonight. 66 is our forecasted low. Again, just some patchy AM fog. Perhaps a light breeze may help to stir some of that up, but our Futurecast model is showing this fog forming here in the next hour or two in some spots, and by morning it's showing some areas of fog all across the region, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that. As we start our day on Thursday, then we'll have to watch for some showers and storms in the afternoon, but I think we'll start the day partly cloudy. Again, some morning fog could be burning off. Getting those temperatures into the 80s by the afternoon. It will be nice out there. Here's those highs: 85 in Columbus, 84 in Macon, 82 in Louisville, 85 also in Calhoun City. Here's the culprit. As long as this front is in our area, we will have to watch for those scattered chances in showers and storms. It does want to dissipate and gravitate to the south into the weekend, but then we get a strong front coming into the north. That's going to come in on Sunday and on Monday. What that's going to do for us here is push these showers and storms that we're dealing with this weekend to the south, and watch what happens behind it there. If we can clear these showers and storms out, we'll get some lower humidity, we'll get a light north breeze, and we'll get temperatures into the 80s, and that will make next week feel pleasant with lots of sunshine there. We've done a full rundown of this on our WCBI Facebook page. You can learn more about that on there, so check that out. But look forward to this nice weather after those showers and those storms. As we get our 7-day forecast up here, then we can see again those scattered showers and storms continue. Again, maybe some more into the weekend, 70% on Sunday, but we get some cooler weather in there. And just for fun, Renee, you know what I ended up doing is I added some fireworks in there. We'll have to show those fireworks coming up here at the end of the show.
Looking forward to it, Jacob. Thank you. Well, the high school coaching carousel continues. Robbie lets us know where the latest job opening is later on in sports. Well, welcome back to WCBI News at 10. Bites from mosquitoes and other insects can be more than just annoying. They can also be dangerous. In tonight's Health Talk, we pick up a few helpful hints for keeping biting insects from bugging your children.
How do I safely apply insect repellent to my baby or child? The American Academy of Pediatrics says that up to 30% DEET is safe in children, although they do not recommend using it in infants less than 2 months old. Use lower concentrations if kids will be outside only for an hour or two. If they are outside longer, consider using a repellent with higher concentration of DEET. The higher concentration means it will last longer. Generally, repellent with DEET should not be applied more than once a day. DEET can be used on exposed skin as well as clothing, socks, and shoes, but should not be used on the face, underclothing, on cuts or irritated skin, or on the hands of young children. Here are some other suggestions for using insect repellent containing DEET safely. Do not use a single product containing both sunscreen and DEET. Sunscreen needs to be reapplied frequently, while DEET should not be applied more than once a day. Avoid spraying the repellent anywhere near the eyes or mouth so it cannot be ingested. Do not allow your child to handle the container while you're applying the repellent. Apply the repellent in an open area so that you and your child do not breathe it in. Wash your child's skin with soap and water when you return indoors, and wash all clothing before it's worn again. Use just enough repellent to cover exposed skin. Using more does not make repellents more effective. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss some other ways to protect your child from insect bites.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Coming up, college football in the news as the Egg Bowl is all set for prime time. We'll have the latest for you to set your Turkey Day schedule next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Robbie Donahoe.
Football is closing in fast, less than 100 days until kickoff of the new season, and it's that time of year where any football news is great news for us. So when the TV time for the Egg Bowl comes out, that's big news in May, as this year's battle for the Golden Egg between Mississippi State and Ole Miss will kick off at 6:30 p.m. Thursday, November 23rd on ESPN. As you know, the game is back on Thanksgiving for the first time since 2013. The Bulldogs currently have the Golden Egg in their possession following a 55-20 win over the Rebels in Oxford last year. Ole Miss won the last matchup in Starkville 38-27. That was in 2015. The Bulldogs have one other primetime game that they announced earlier today. The LSU game will be a 6 p.m. kickoff time. That'll be a Week 3 game against the Tigers at Davis-Wade Stadium. Ole Miss has two other primetime games that they announced. Week 1 against South Alabama will be at 6:30 p.m. at home. And then Week 3 at Cal, 9:30, a late one from Berkeley. So have the coffee pot working, because you're going to be up late seeing the Rebels and the Golden Bears go at it. Alabama's got two other primetime games announced as well, Fresno State and Colorado State. The Fresno State game's actually an early, a middle afternoon game. Then Colorado State will be a late one as we get you set for a big week of football. Week 1, it's coming. It's almost here. And speaking of football, EMCC released their 2017 football schedule earlier today, and the first 4 games, this is quite the gauntlet. Jones, Gulf Coast, Northeast, and then ICC. If you want to see the full schedule, it's online now on our website at WCBI.com. There is a trip to Northwest later on in the season. They'll have Kahoma for homecoming, but you play Jones, a team that beat you last year. Gulf Coast, you played them twice last year. In the Northeast, ICC to start the year. It's going to be a tough task for the Lions to start the year. To high school football, Hatley will be searching for a new head football coach as Zane Thomas has left to join Ty Harden's staff at Houston. Harden tells WCBI that Thomas will be the Toppers' new offensive coordinator. Zane Thomas spent 1 season as head coach at Hatley, leading the Tigers to a 4-7 overall record. Hatley began the season with a 4-2 record, but failed to win a division game in 2016. The Tigers do expect to fill the head coaching void soon, as interviews are expected to start this week. Now to baseball, and we'll get our first look at the Bulldogs in Hattiesburg tomorrow afternoon as MSU has their on-site practice at Pete Taylor Park. Cole Gordon will get the start on the mound against the Jaguars. It's a big ask for the sophomore who has developed into a pitcher for the Bulldogs just this season. But MSU continues to be the what do you need from me type of team, and that trickles down to the bullpen and the pitching staff.
Every single day we have a plan, we have innings mapped out, we have, you know, if the game goes according to plan in a perfect world, this is how we're going to do it. You know, for example, you know, hey, we get 6 out of Jacob Billingsley, we get Jolly in the 7th, Plumlee in the 8th, Self in the 9th. You know, each and every game for us is mapped out like that. Does it go accordingly? Never. So it's kind of like, you know, every fighter's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? So, you know, one of the best things that our entire staff has done this year is just make adjustments on the fly, you know, and when you're dealing with such a short pitching staff that we have right now, you know, you just try to prepare guys and put them in situations that they can have success in.
So the Bulldogs hoping that they can get that first win over South Alabama on Friday, then have their ace, Connor Pilkington, to start if Southern Miss is able to defeat UIC. That's the plan as of right now, but as Canizero says, the plan doesn't always go as they would want it to, but we'll see how it all plays out on Friday. Here's your Friday schedule games, 1 and 6 p.m. Practices will start tomorrow morning. We'll get a chance to catch up with both Southern Miss and Mississippi State, preview both games and both teams coming up tomorrow from Hattiesburg right here on WCBI Sports. A couple other news of note. Dusty Smith is your new MSU men's golf coach. He was an assistant at Vanderbilt. Former head coach at Ole Miss football, Ken Cooper, led one of the most memorable football upsets in Ole Miss history. That 20-13 win over eventual 77 national champ Notre Dame passed away on Tuesday. A celebration of life will be in Savannah, Georgia on Sunday, June 4th. And Brent Rooker, a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. That's it for sports. Last look at your forecast is next.
Plenty of showers and storms through the weekend especially, but Renee, we talked about some fireworks on there. I think Wednesday's worth celebrating because we're getting rid of the showers and storms. We're going to get some sunshine in there, so that's why I stuck those in just for a little fun tonight.
Aw, look at that. Looks cool. Something we can definitely celebrate.
That's for sure.
All right, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.